I'm Caroline Thomashoff. I work for Thomashoff and Partner Architects. We were appointed as the architects on this project to renovate and refurbish the Boukunde building.
The building was built in 1951 and it was designed by the then staff members of the School of Architecture. This year we're 75 years old, so the building is almost as old as the department itself is.
At the moment, the building is quite dilapidated. There wasn't a lot of maintenance done on the building. So, for instance, the walls were quite yellow, which had a very bad impact on the light quality inside. The services was in a very bad condition, the air conditioning, the sewerage system, everything had to be revisited, re-looked.
The project started off as we need a lift and we need ramps, we need to make the building accessible in various ways. And then as things go, the moment you touch a building, you need to start looking at all the other codes and maybe bring the building into the 21st century in terms of the pedagogical requirements of architecture as we teach it now.
Students can actively learn by feeling, touching and looking at elements surrounding them.
As we were developing the idea of the entire building process, we talked about the Boukunde Living Lab.
We got involved in this project about a year ago. We were approached by Thomashoff and Partners and they asked us if we'd like to assist them. They were basically tasked with redoing the library at the Boukunde building and we were quite excited to get involved with them.
When Bison came on board and said, listen, they're interested in helping us to develop this area of the resource centre, but they want to become involved in the planning and what it is supposed to be, we were very excited.
We make chipboard and we make MDF. We call them Bison board and superwood, those are our brand names for them. And then a lot of what we do is add more value to them, upgrade them in a primary step. And those are the sort of products that have been used here.
The largest part of it is to help us get new bookshelves so that we can structure our collections much better. They provided us with a range of different tables that we can now try out. Do students like to work on this kind of material or that kind of material?
The idea behind the project was to demonstrate good and bad practices with all sorts of building materials. And from our point of view, it was great because we could demonstrate the right way to do it and then also be able to show them what not to do with the product.
The interesting thing about the space that the library used to be a materials science laboratory. So that's where they did experiments on building materials. In partnership with Bison, we can test the performance of their materials, we can test the kind of surfaces, which kind of surfaces students prefer to work on. So it becomes a real living space.
My name is Kobus van der Walt. We are in Meyerton here at our business, Centra 10. We are very proud saying that they choose us to do this project. It's not an easy one because on one cupboard you got about 10 different products that you use on the cupboard to show the students.
The Boukunde Project is a most interesting project in the sense that we're using the latest products from Bison, and I do think it's a good idea to introduce the students on a product of the future as well.
They also ask us to do some of the stuff wrong, so that it's not that easy, so that the students can see how a product has to be manufactured.
I think the main thing about this project is to make students aware of how the product should be applied.
I began my studies here in first year 2015, and it was for me quite a beautiful transition from learning in a building that had its very special and unique qualities to actually envisioning it to become this learning facility where whatever we learn from, we get to see in the building. And I think that's something really special and intriguing for an architecture student to see.
Here we've got future architects, future designers who are going to go out there, and if they can actually see the product in application here, when they reach their jobs, it makes that process a lot easier. They've seen it in application, they understand how it works, and that's why these sort of projects are of such great value to us as PG Bison.
Along the way, we've been scared at times, Are we going to get away with this? Then convincing facilities to try out things like gender-neutral toilets and LED lights and a couple of other things which they were sort of still very skeptical about. But in the end of the day, I think I'm very happy with how things have turned out.
And I'm quite relieved at the end because personally I feel we did achieve what we set out to do.
The building feels totally different. Everybody comes in and says it has a totally different feel. It is much lighter, it's much more open. It feels as if there's a lot more possibilities for things to happen.
For Thomas & Partner, it was really wonderful to collaborate with PG Bison, with Polyfloor, with Ecofon. It was quite a wonderful learning experience. We got to know some new people, we got to know some new materials. And I really hope that both the students and the lecturers will be inspired and that this building will bring them joy.
We'd like to thank everybody involved, from Centra 10 who fabricated and put all of this together, Caroline, her enthusiasm for using our products as far as she could and wherever she could. We've really enjoyed the processes and I'm very pleased with the results.